Tomorrow, mainly cloudy skies expected. Dry with temperatures well below average Monday and Tuesday, and highs near 10 above to the low teens. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Right now, 14 below.
It's time for the Sports Issue on 1320 KOZY and KOZYRadio.com.
Passes it to Quinton White, down low to Shevich, and he scores with the foul. Chance for a three-point play.
And the Blue Jackets now with a 4-goal deficit to make up. 4 minutes here in period 2 to do it, and Birdsall comes into their zone right away. Drive to the net, and a shot, and a rebound, and another Greenway goal.
Good for Ugrich, Stevie Ugrich. That a boy, kid. He's going hard to the net. He buried it.
The Sports Issue is brought to you by Northern Pines Orthopedic Clinic, Woodland Bank, Dowlinger Ford, Anderson Glass, and Super One Foods.
Now Notre Dame back, but unable to hang on to it. Now a breakaway pass from McLaughlin. Trying to roll in, he shoots, he scores! There's 7 seconds left. McLaughlin scores, and the Gophers lead 2-1.
There's a nice pass to Koenig. Koenig puts it in gear, goes to the far side, comes in, goes around, out front, they score!
What a play!
Brodzinski from Kobe Koenig, and Grand Rapids wins in overtime by a score of 3-2.
The Sports Issue starts now on 1320 KOZY. And a very good Saturday morning to you and yours. Welcome to the Sports Issue here on your sports leader, 1320 KOZY. Streaming at KOZYRadio.com, live audio and video. You can see our smiling faces. Well, the back of yeah, they can see your face, right, Sheldon?
The side of it, yes.
Is that your good side?
That would be, well, it's as good as it gets.
I understand. Well, glad to have you along, Joe Gigliotti with Sheldon Willis, and happy to present another sports issue here on yet another chilly Saturday morning. This has got to be, at least 4 of the last 5 Saturday mornings, double digits below zero, as we start our show.
Ooh, yes, another cold one.
Yes, but we will fight through. The rest, the next, 6-7 days look nice, temperatures wise in the teens to 20s, so we'll take that.
Not bad. How many feet of snow?
I don't know if we have any more room to put it, to be honest with you.
No, driving around town is like driving through snow maze and tunnels and stuff.
And you kind of got to slowly creep up to the stop signs and intersections and whatnot and peek around the corners. And, yeah, so kudos to the city workers trying to keep those snow piles where you don't have to peek around so much. But hope everybody's weekend is off to a great start. And coming up on today's show, we will chat boys hockey, girls hockey, also boys basketball, girls basketball, Gopher hockey picking up an impressive win over highly ranked Ohio State last night. The Wild, not so cheery times for them. Disappointing loss to New Jersey last night, blowing a 3-goal lead. Highlights and reaction ahead. Also, Bigfoot girls basketball in studio at about 9:30. And to describe how many guests they have coming, Sheldon, you said, what was the term you used?
I said there was a passel.
A passel.
Let's see. I think I have, if I can pull it up here, my computer's being a little bit slow and cantankerous. It's cold this morning as well. And that's actually literally true. Ding, ding, ding. I must have deleted the email.
Oh.
That had all of the, I'm sorry, Greg.
And hold on. Cantankerous?
Cantankerous.
Ah, I see.
It's big word Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Kaya, Bree, Madeline, and Natalie said they would come, and one more may come also.
So I may have
4 or 5.
Oh, okay. I may have pulled out too many chairs for the
Well,
table.
it's a basketball team. We're not bringing a lacrosse team in. Come on.
Good point. Well, in case they want to switch chairs during the interview, they have that option. Let's see. So last night, you were covering some boys basketball action. Grand Rapids taking on Proctor first time in quite a while these teams have met, right?
Yes, that's right. Reed Bender, who was doing color last night on the broadcast, said he remembers playing Proctor when he was in 7th or 8th grade. Before he was on the varsity, but he doesn't think they played since then. And one coach said 10 years, another said 12, and I believe Reed had it at about 9, but somewhere in there.
And I've heard you mention before that Coach Dan Elhard likes to, if he had his choice, maybe keep the game in the 50s or so. Last night, we didn't even get to the 50s.
We did not. Grand Rapids, how many times, and I don't care what level of basketball you're playing, if you're playing pickup basketball in the summer on a city court, do you score 15 points in the first half and come away with a win?
It's amazing, really. Grand Rapids with a 49-44 win last night over the Proctor Rails at the Grand Rapids Gym. And should we go to Sheldon Willis with our recap?
I think he did an okay job. We can let it go.
The Grand Rapids Thunderhawks taking on the Proctor Rails for the first time in close to a decade at the Grand Rapids Gym and looking for their 6th win of the season, and they would get it 49-44, but it was anything but easy. Grand Rapids out to an 11-5 lead early. Goes to Washington, who drains a 3. 11-5 Grand Rapids off of Stacey Washington. 3 threes already for the Thunderhawks. But then Proctor would turn up the defensive pressure, and Grand Rapids going stale from the field late in the first half, and Proctor would end up with a 20-15 lead at halftime. Grand Rapids coming out quickly, running out to a 10-point lead in the second half, 41-31 with 9:28 to play as John Sutherland catches fire from both inside and outside. And Grand Rapids takes it away. Here comes Washington. Washington to Elias. Elias sees an open lane. Goes in too hard. Offensive putback for Sutherland. He had 15 points in the second half alone, but then Proctor would bring it back to 43-42, a 1-point Grand Rapids lead late in the game. Grand Rapids draining some free throws and getting a few stops and finishing with that 5-point victory. John Sutherland leading all scorers with 17 points. Also in double figures, Stacey Washington with his uniform number of 10, 5 each for Dawson Persons, Easton Fothergill, 7 for David Elias, and 2 for Levi Winkles, 16 for Dylan Hom, and 15 for Connor St. Germain for the Proctor Rails. The Thunderhawks get their 6th win of the year, and Proctor dropping to 12-10. From the Grand Rapids Gym, I'm Sheldon Willis.
Nicely done, pointing out that Washington's point number matched his uniform.
Well, see, going the extra, taking it to the next level.
Yeah, I was just going to say, SportsCenter would call that next level. There you go. Let's see, so good win for Grand Rapids, and after the game, you caught up with Dawson Persons and Levi Winkles.
Welcome back to the Grand Rapids Gym as a 49. Boy, they took that score down quick. I thought they'd celebrate a win a little longer there, Dawson. Dawson Persons and Levi Winkles here in our post-game interview. And Dawson, it was a low-scoring game all around, but the first half, the last part of the first half was really a struggle. What was said at halftime to turn it around?
Bachman came into us and he started talking about ball movement, moving it around, not playing down to their level. We felt like we could run on the guys, and in the first half we weren't. And so then he talked about pushing it, and Levi did a great job of that in the second half, in a faster-paced tempo, I think. So, yeah.
And Levi, it did look like in the second half the ball was just moving more quickly, even in the half-court set. Is that what you were looking for, just some ball movement and also some movement off the ball?
Yeah, we were just trying to get flow in general in the first half. We came out, felt like we had 11 of our 15 points pretty early in the first half and then really slowed down from there. So we were just trying to get things going. Guys started hitting shots. That helped a lot, and that also helps boost our defense too.
Well, Dawson, I know Coach told me there's been a lot of games with a lead after a half, and then the second half didn't go so well, and he wanted Proctor to have the lead, so I thought maybe that was the whole plan tonight.
I wish, but I don't think that's what happened.
But you did play a solid second half, where that's been a struggle sometimes this season. What was different in the second half tonight compared to some other nights?
Well, I think it really helped early in the second half when guys start hitting shots. That seems to really help boost our defense. It seems like once we get kind of stagnant on offense, then our defense kind of goes down. So I think that we came out strong in the second half. That helped carry us through the second half.
And did you have to get the refereeing out of your head a little bit at halftime? I know there was some frustration in the first half.
Yeah, there are definitely some frustrating calls for me, but, I mean, they're making judgment calls out there, so we just had to let it go and keep playing.
Well, a nice win tonight, and I know, well, the schedule says you turn around and do it tomorrow. You don't. That game's next week. You got some makeup games and some more games to go, finishing strong this season. Thanks for stopping by, guys.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Dawson Persons, Levi Winkles post-game after the Rapids boys defeat Proctor 49-44. Sounded like a fun game to be a part of.
Yeah, it was. And I think for Grand Rapids, it was just good to get a win and play a strong second half. We talked a little bit about that 15 points in the first half, but that equals, 34 points in the second. It wasn't a bad half of basketball.
So congrats to Rapids on the victory there as they wind down their regular season. Other boys basketball scores from the Northland last night. Here's a good one. Overtime win for McGregor over Silver Bay, 64-63. Duluth East, 60-47 over St. Francis. Greenway puts up 86 on Big Fork in an 86-54 win. Alexandria, 79-72, defeating Brainerd. Two Harbors, 10 better than Southridge, 64-54. Crosby Ironton, 30 better than Eveleth Gilbert, 70-40. Deer River, 78-48 over Little Fork Big Falls. Ely, 10-point win here, 74-64 over Chisholm. And let's see, Hibbing, good one here, 80-78 over North Branch. Another tight one, Hill City, 63-61 over Northland Reamer. And let's see, Cromwell Wright, 69-38 over Carleton. Nashua Keewatin, 76-67 over MIB.
A few notes. In the Greenway game, Jace Hansen Cochran with 32 points. He had a big night. The Nashua Keewatin game, they were down 11 in the second half, stormed back to win that by 9, 76-67. So another nice win for your Nashua Keewatin Spartans, and they've been, since they've been here at the Sports Issue, they've been on fire.
See what happens?
Yeah, that's right.
Let's see, on the girls' side last night, good matchup here. Grand Rapids against Robbinsdale Cooper. And if memory serves, Cooper, the team that knocked out Grand Rapids last year?
And I need to look back. Cooper was in the finals, and I'm trying to remember if Cooper knocked Grand Rapids out or Northfield, because those were the two teams in the finals. But, yeah, and Grand Rapids hanging right with them. That Cooper is ranked 4th in the state in 3A basketball. Grand Rapids loses by 7.
And it was Northfield, correction, that knocked out Rapids.
And then Robbinsdale Cooper wins it all?
Are
you there?
I was. Research on the fly.
Okay.
Here we go. But anywho, Grand Rapids does fall last night to Cooper by a, get back to the final score here, 70. Here we go. 72-66.
There you go, 6-point win. And for the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks, I was looking, they take on Hopkins this afternoon. Hopkins is 24-0.
Is that good?
I think that's good. Let's see, they've beaten Eden Prairie by 30. De La Salle, 93-49.
So Grand Rapids will have their hands full today.
Minnetonka, 80-52. Edina again, 79-39. So the first one wasn't a fluke. Robbinsdale Cooper, 99-64. Moorhead, 100-39. This, I think, is a pretty good girls basketball team.
I would say so. And we should mention some numbers from the Grand Rapids game last night. Hannah DeMars just continues to be on a tear. 27 points last night in the loss. Taryn Hamling adding 12, 5 for Liberty Blaine, and 4 for Mira Beachley, 3 for Mirica Beachley, 2 for Maddie McKinney, and 6 for Emily Wachnick. 7 for Maya Roberts, if I skipped over that one. So, yeah, squeaker of a loss, but hey, no shortage of great competition for this Rapids team.
Well, no question. And what a great way to get ready for playoffs. Rapids will be the number 1 seed. I see Hibbing picks up another win last night by 20 points. I'm fully expecting a Hibbing Grand Rapids final. Not that Princeton or someone couldn't sneak in there, by Hermantown, whatever. But I really expect a low-scoring, hard-fought section final between Hibbing and Grand Rapids, and I'm already looking forward to it.
Yeah, not to mention the former Rapids coach
Right.
taking on his former team, David Lacoe, coaching Hibbing, and Chris Hamling, of course, with Grand Rapids. So there's a fun storyline for that potential matchup. Other girls basketball scores from last night as we go around the Northland a bit. Kellier Northome, 67-32 over Nevis. Aiken, a 6-point win over Pequot Lakes, 57-51. Crosby Ironton, 66-40 over Staples Motley. East Central, 52-47, defeating Bram. Virginia, a 45-39 win over Two Harbors. It was Proctor, 60-49 over Hermantown. Cook County, 46-42 over Fond du Lac Ojibwe. And let's see, any other ones that caught your eye on the girls' side, Sheldon?
No, I think you came up with the ones that I was looking for. But boy, I'm impressed with Grand Rapids taking a run at Robbinsdale Cooper last night. And yeah, give it a run. Play against the best the state has to offer. It's only going to make you better.
So since it is Big Word Saturday, would you say we perused the basketball scores pretty well?
Yes, we did. We did. We wandered our way through those very nicely.
We'll take a break here on the Sports Issue. We'll be back. We'll chat some boys and girls hockey. We will hear some highlights and reaction from a Greenway win last night over Evwith Gilbert. All that and more coming up on the Sports Issue, KOZY.
Looking for a pre-owned car or truck online? Hey, Max here from Donnelly Ford, and here's the deal. All car dealers go to the same auctions, use the same software, and look at the same books. So how could one dealer sell the same vehicle for less? I'll tell you how. They shortcut the reconditioning. They just throw it out there in the lot without checking it over. That's not the car you'll want to buy. At Donnellers, we take pride in what we sell. We pull the wheels, we check it over, and just to prove it, we throw in a warranty for life. You always get more for your money at Donnelly Ford under the big American flag in Rapids.
Treat your sweetheart to the meal that is sure to warm their heart. This is Kurt, store manager at Super One North. Come see what Cupid in our meat department has for you. Jumbo snow crab, $12.99 a pound. How about lobster tails? 3-ounce tails, only $3.99 each. Black Angus boneless ribeye steaks, $8.88 a pound. Make a trip to our bakery and pick up your favorite dessert and top it with some fresh strawberries, 2 for $5. And don't forget to pick up flowers on that special card. Make it a day your sweetheart will not soon forget. Super One Foods, proud to be part of your community.
If your windows stick, slip, squeak, or leak, replace them with Andersen Windows. With low E-glass, low maintenance exteriors, and rich wood interiors, standard and custom sizes, they can turn simple window replacement into serious home improvement.
Stop and see Derek, your Andersen window specialist at Andersen Glass, Grand Rapids.
At Dale's Auto Body, they believe the worst part of an accident is behind you. Dealing with a collision repair facility should be a positive experience. So when you're in need of collision repairs, look for a business staffed with courteous and knowledgeable employees, with a customer service representative who will take the time to explain the repairs, and with clean and orderly surroundings. Keep the worst part of your accident behind you. Trust Dale's Auto Body in Grand Rapids.
Today, we're speaking with
I'm mainly treating chiropractic patients, kind of have an all-natural storefront.
Bank.
Well, I was looking for a bank to consolidate some small business loans from when I started up my business. And I was just looking to streamline things, and after talking to Kurt Werner at Woodland Bank, he sure seemed to make that an easy process for me. My wife and I do all of our personal banking there now. We've transitioned everything business and personal over to Woodland Bank, from checking to savings and it just helped my business move a little more smoothly.
Woodland Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
That's the Woodland way.
Some questions are hard to answer, like, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? How fast do hotcakes sell? Who coined the phrase, coined the phrase? Here's an easy one. Which local real estate agent uses the latest, industry-leading technology to quickly find the home that best fits your needs? Me, that's who. Hi, I'm Jordan Ossie with Century 21 Land of Lakes. For relentless service, contact me today at 218-256-1364.
And welcome back to the Sports Issue here on 1320 KOZY, live streaming audio and video at kozyradio.com. Just click that YouTube link. You can also find it at on Twitter at Sheldon KOZY. And looking at our weather forecast here, very chilly start to the day. Right now, 14 below. It should warm up to 19 above. Partly sunny skies today. Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 1. Tomorrow, high of 19 again, partly sunny again. Monday, President's Day, mostly cloudy, high of 13. And then Tuesday, mostly sunny, high of 10. Right now, again, 14 below. And some sunshine out there. Our time is 8:28. Boys hockey action from last night. Pretty quiet on the north side of things. Greenway with a makeup game. There were just a couple other ones in the Northland. I assume those were also makeup games?
I assume so. Mother Nature baring her fangs here over the last few weeks. You want to play all the games. You want to get your 25 in. You want to get your final tune-up in. This game, as far as seedings and what happens later, meant absolutely nothing.
And for Evelyn Gilbert, they probably wish that they hadn't made up this game against Greenway. An 8-2 win for the Raiders, including a 4-goal performance from Dante Lawson. And Tom Downing has the recap here for us.
The Greenway Raiders, they get a big win in their last regular rescheduled game with the Evelyn Gilbert Golden Bears before section play, and they get a big win, 8-2, to bring their record to 12-13 and drop the Golden Bears to 12-11-1. Dante Lawson got 3 goals in the first period, his first one at 6:48. Jernander and Lance on the helper there, and then he took and stole a puck and made a shorthanded goal with 2 minutes and 38 seconds left in the first period, unassisted there. But then Evelyn made the Raiders pay with a power play goal on that very same penalty. Bodette in the net, and Van Orsdal with the helper with 1 minute and 29 seconds left in that period. But Lawson, he got goal number 3 in that first period all alone with 5.5 seconds left. Few seconds left, back to the front. Lawson gets a chance, goal.
Hat trick.
Nice goal. Jernander gets it to him. Trombley, I think, also on the helper.
What a feed by Jernander, huh, Tommy?
That was nice.
Behind his back, right on the stick of Dante. What a feed. Great job, Micah Jernander.
We finish one period of play 3-1 in favor of the Raiders. They start period 2 the same way.
I think we need a goal. Get some scoring in this period.
Trombley gets it. Shot, goal, just like we said. Low right side.
6 seconds in, sniper, Benny Zardo. Trombley buries it.
Beckich and Lance on the helper with 6 minutes and 5 seconds left. It's a 4-1 game. And then Ezra Carlson gets a nice feed from Christian Miller with 1 minute and 6 seconds left. It's a 5-1 game after 2 periods of play. And Birdsall made it 6-1 with 13:02 left in period 3. Miller and Trbojevic on the helpers there. That was a power play goal as well. Dante Lawson got goal number 4. And then a goal for the Golden Bears, Bodette on the score, and that made it a 7-2 game. And the final goal with 6 minutes and 26 seconds left. Logan Seeley on the goal, Elich on the helper. 12 penalties total, 6 on each side. Dante Lawson got 4 goals for the Raiders in their 8-2 win over the Evelyn Gilbert Golden Bears in the last game of the regular season. From Hodson's Berardo, Tom Downing reporting.
There's no question that Bobby Z bleeds green.
He's worth the price of turning your radio on. I love Bobby. He was in fine form last night.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. and he's been doing a lot of reffing. I know he mentioned a few games during the broadcast last night. He'll be doing some more games here today for some play-in matchups, but yeah, and of course, Tom Downing as well. Great work from both of those guys all season long, and hopefully several playoff games still to come here for Greenway. After the game, Bobby quickly caught up with the 4-goal scorer, Dante Lawson.
Dante Lawson, number 13 captain for the Raiders, senior. Dante, I've never seen a finish like that out of a senior. How'd you feel about tonight's game?
Well, it was bittersweet, and I really couldn't do it without my teammates, and I think we had a lot of fun tonight.
We saw you up there in the booth, and we were watching you feeding Logan Seeley, and you put your arm up like, doggone it, now I got to go do it again. How'd that feel?
It was pretty fun when Clefton said that I was going out there with him and Will Jurgensen, and we had fun out there, and I'm glad he could score.
Dante, you are one talented hockey player. What is the next game plan?
Well, going to playoffs hard and battle like we have been the last 6 games and hope for the best.
It's always been a pleasure watching you, kid. Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
And next up for Greenway will be the 7 single-A playoff opener on Tuesday. Greenway, the 3 seed, they get number 6 seed North Shore in the opening round. Greenway favored in this one, and then we'll see how she goes from there.
Yeah, Greenway favored there, and then they'll face, I believe, the winner of Duluth-Denfeld International Falls. Well, assuming International Falls keeps Ely winless in playoffs over the last 40 years. And you know, I think International Falls can give Duluth-Denfeld a little run. International Falls knocked them out of the playoffs last year in the quarters.
Right. I don't know. Did you mention the other play-in game, Hibbing and Proctor?
I did not. That will go on the other side of the draw, taking on Hermantown. Good luck with that.
Yes, so Hibbing Proctor, your 8-9 matchup. I Falls Ely, your 10-7 matchup. And Evlith Gilbert against Virginia, the 4-5. That should be a doozy.
That should be a doozy. I think you better get there early. The arena always fills up for that game in the regular season.
Talk about an Iron Range rivalry, huh?
Yes, it is. That is an old school Iron Range rivalry, and you know, slight edge to Evlith Gilbert there, but it should be a good one. But I really think Greenway will make it to the finals, and I don't know. Is Hermantown beatable?
Sure.
Someday, somehow, so it'll happen.
Hibbing almost beat him.
Yeah, well, and Virginia had him down after a period.
Right. And that's what I was thinking of. I'm sorry.
Not Hibbing.
Right, exactly. I was thinking the Hibbing-Virginia game, not Hermantown. Sorry, Hibbing.
But Virginia, and we were talking about this. This is from a week and a half ago. But Virginia loses 5-3 to Hermantown, had a 3-2 lead after one, and then goes out the next night and loses to Hibbing.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, shake your head time.
By the way, I liked Coach Grant Clafton's line in the pregame show yesterday. First time I've left a seating meeting and felt happy with the results. So he's
hard to please.
Yeah, so he thought, I think we're a little better than Denfeld, but they got us earlier in the year. So Coach was happy with the 3 seed, and that's where the Raiders sit. We will have their opening round matchup with North Shore on Tuesday night. Earlier start time than usual, pregame at about 6:45, opening faceoff at 7 from the Snake Pit.
Seeding's out, of course, in Double-A as well.
Mm-hmm.
There weren't any Double-A games played, and I think I will get a little different reaction from head coach Chris Marinucci on how the seedings ended up. But it was all computer generated.
Yep.
Nothing you can do about it. Grand Rapids was the team that wanted QRF seeding. They got it, and it's bit them in the butt the last 2 years. I don't have any other way to put it. As Forest Lake stays 0.5 QRF points outside of the tiebreaker to remain the 4th seed.
Right.
If, one loss, one win, whatever, both Elk River and Grand Rapids were within a point of jumping them. That's the way it goes.
And now, have you changed your tune a bit on the Grand Rapids matchup? I know you were kind of preferring to play Well, I don't know. Your thoughts. Cloquet or Elk River? Grand Rapids will play Cloquet, but are you okay with that?
I'm okay with that. Yeah, I know Duluth East plays so well in the playoffs, in a potential semifinal game, but I still think Andover is head and shoulders better than any other team in that section. So I think being able to get potentially Duluth East in the semis is good, and it's an arena and a team you're more familiar with. I like the shorter drive, the arena and not the big ice. I'm told it's an Olympic ice sheet at Elk River. I like all of those things. That being said, I think Cloquet is a little better team.
And hey, on the flip side for Grand Rapids, this is a Cloquet team that you just beat a handful of days ago, and credit due, Lumberjacks beat Grand Rapids earlier in the year 6-0, and that Grand Rapids win was a 5-3 empty netter?
5-3 empty netter. It was 4-0 early third, and I think Grand Rapids put it in cruise control. This team does not have a cruise control setting.
Yep.
I'm sorry. It ain't there with this team. They can play some great hockey. They're fun to watch. Go to any Grand Rapids hockey game. Go to a playoff game. You'll be treated to some good hockey, but they're not good enough to have a cruise control.
And if you're the coaching staff, do you tell this team, hey, you just beat these guys a few days ago, or it'll be about a week ago when the game's played, or do you tell them, hey, this is a team that beat you 6-0 earlier in the year. Go out and prove that you can beat them, 2-1 this season.
I don't know that you have to remind them of either game. Both teams are going to remember both games. It was this season. I think what you have to do is you have to keep from any excuses or overconfidence, whatever. It's not, we did this or we didn't do. No. Concentrate on the game at hand. These are the ways we were successful. These are the periods we were successful in. You can't play like you did that 5-minute, 6-minute stretch in the middle of the third period against Cloquet. You can't do that. You can't play like you played the second period against Hermantown. You can't do that. You have to play like you played the first 2 periods against Cloquet, like you played all 3 periods against Wayzata. Here's the video. This is what you need to do, and they know it. They know what it is.
And I kind of relate it to what the I think it was the Edwith Gilbert coach during the pregame last night said. Hey, it's about playoff time. I don't have to motivate these kids. They should know it's playoffs. This is what you play the whole season for.
If you have to motivate your team for a playoff game, you don't have a very good team. The compete level ain't there.
And of course, we will have complete coverage of Grand Rapids playoff hockey this season on J105, and they'll open up against Cloquet on Tuesday night. Should be a fun one. That'll be a 7 o'clock face-off in Cloquet. And let's see, I was just perusing the bracket here. I like that East Marshall matchup. I don't think it'll be close, but just a couple of Duluth teams. Always fun when they meet up in the playoffs.
Yep.
And hey, looking ahead to a potential semifinal matchup. Yeah, Duluth East, very good in the playoffs, but hey, Grand Rapids had a 2-goal lead on them a couple times in their meeting this season and just couldn't hang on. So not out of the question that this Rapids team could end up in a section final.
And or anywhere. I think this team has proven they're kind of on that edge. They're on the outside looking in a little bit at the best teams, the teams expected to go to state, but they have proven that they have the talent, they have the wherewithal, they have the speed to stay with any of those teams, and they've got a little confidence with some wins late in the year. Roll it out there, see what you got. It would surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me for this team to make a section final. I'm not expecting it, but I wouldn't fall on the floor shocked. It would surprise me to have this team go to state, but it wouldn't surprise me as much as it would the rest of the state.
Well said.
Is that fair?
That's very fair. You bet. We'll take a timeout here on the Sports Issue. We'll be back. Golden Gopher hockey with a nice win over Ohio State last night. The Wild with a bad loss to New Jersey. Big Fork girls basketball still coming up in studio at about 9:30. The Sports Issue continues next. KOZY.
So some people are asking, what's this warranty for life business? Hey, Max here from Donlier Ford, and here's the deal. We are giving you a lifetime powertrain warranty on all new and qualified used vehicles. This means engines, transmissions, transfer cases, all the expensive stuff is covered. Plus, you get roadside assistance for 10 years. We're talking towing, service loaners, jump starts, lockout, gas, battery, water, flat tires, you name it. That's how Donlier's lowers the cost on your next new ride. You always get more for your money at Donlier Ford under the big American flag in Rapids.
Save this week at Super One Liquor. Get Sam Adams beer, 12-pack bottles, just $12.97. Corbel Brandy, 1.75 liters, just $17.97. Seagram's Vodka, 1.75 liters, only $12.97. And Barefoot Wines, 750 milliliters, just $3.93. You'll find these savings and more at Super One Liquor, Grand Rapids, Hibbing, and Virginia.
It's time for the annual winter picnic put on by the Itasca Drift Skipper Snowmobile Club. It's extra special this year. It's their 50th anniversary, and they want you to join them. The Drift Skippers invite snowmobilers to ride to the clubhouse, south on Highway 169, via their 2 shelters. Grab a one-day coupon for a special gift when you get to the clubhouse. The celebration is Sunday, February 17th. Enjoy hot beverages, cake, and the history of 50 years of the Itasca Drift Skipper Snowmobile Club.
Join us every Wednesday evening at the 17th Street Grill at the Timberlake Lodge for our pasta bar. The pasta combinations are almost endless. Create your own pasta. Choose from over 20 different ingredients, 5 different homemade sauces, and 3 different pastas. It's delicious and exactly what you want. It's the Pasta Bar every Wednesday at the 17th Street Grill, where you will find something for everyone.
Anderson Family Dental in Coleraine congratulates the Grand Rapids Greenway Lightning on a great season and wish them the best of luck during the playoffs. As February's National Children's Dental Health Month, Dr. Jordan Anderson reminds families that it's a great time to schedule cleanings and exams with your dentist. Anderson Family Dental in Coleraine is a proud supporter of area youth activities. Come smile with them. Anderson Family Dental of Coleraine.
Got milk, bread, candy for the kids? Or you need to top off that gas tank? Well, swing into RJ's Market in Coleraine for all of your last-minute shopping before heading home. RJ's Market in Coleraine has been proud to serve Coleraine and surrounding communities for over 30 years and is also a proud supporter of the Grand Rapids Greenway Lightning. From everyone at RJ's Market in Coleraine, keep up the hard work. And welcome back to the Sports Issue here on 1320 KOZY and KOZYradio.com. Joe Gigliotti along with Sheldon Willis looking at our weather forecast. Partly sunny skies today, high near 20. Same thing tomorrow. Monday, President's Day, mostly cloudy, high of 13. And then Tuesday, mostly sunny, high of 10. And we're warming up, Sheldon. It is 9 below now.
Nice. We like that.
And some sunshine out there. Our time is 8:45. I heard some Grand Rapids Greenway Lightning support ads there, and since we signed off last Saturday, the Lightning season comes to an end with a 5-3 loss to Forest Lake last Saturday night in the section semifinals. Very entertaining game, tough way to end the season, but Grand Rapids held right there with Forest Lake. It was a lot of fun to broadcast and just a really good game, 2 competitive teams, and it lived up to the billing.
Yes, it did. And then, my goodness, what a section final Forest Lake and Andover had, I believe, on Thursday, with Forest Lake coming back from a 2-1 deficit, getting the lead, and then Andover coming back, tying it with 13 seconds left. and then winning 23 seconds into overtime.
Crazy.
Crazy, man.
I love it.
Saw a picture of the dog pile in front of the Andover net after the win in overtime, and I think the caption said, "Madeline Kaiser, can you breathe under there?"
Yes.
Help.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
So happy.
Yeah, those dog piles always got to make somebody just a little bit nervous.
Exactly.
Don't get hurt, especially right before state.
I don't know. You probably don't remember this, but this would have been. Well, yeah, you probably do. You're not that young. But Denny Hawking, I believe, cutting his hand in a dog pile after a win in the playoffs over Oakland, I believe, and missing the ALCS.
Yep. Oops. Hope the celebration was worth it. Let's see. So that was on Thursday, and girls hockey from yesterday, some section finals. Minnetonka 3-1 over Eden Prairie. It was White Bear Lake 2-0 rather, over Hill Murray. Brainerd Little Falls 3-2 over North Wright County. Maple Grove, a 4-1 win over Centennial. And then, how about this one? Edina, 3-2 over Blake. And the tweet of the morning goes regarding that game.
Yes. Is there a luxury car show outside the Parade Ice Arena? No, it's just Blake and Edina hockey.
Exactly. Well said, Twitter person. All of those scores from last night, those 5 games, all but one, were 2-1 matchups. So I think the format is working there.
You would think so. You would think so. Or you could say maybe the sections aren't as balanced as you'd like. You'd rather have a little more depth where there's some more upsets.
Yeah, true. Good point. And just going back to last weekend for just a moment, that other Section 7 AA section final, we haven't touched on it on the air because it happened after we signed off, but Elk River and Andover, my goodness, 4 overtimes in that game. Elk River Andover puts up 89 shots on Elk River, and it took 4 overtimes, but they got the job done against Elk.
So in the section final, when that went to overtime, you're thinking, oh no, here we go again.
No
so they made no doubt about it. That overtime went 23 seconds.
So the poor Elk River goaltender makes 85 saves in a loss. Oh,
exactly.
Got to sting.
That has to be close to a state record for saves, isn't it?
I would think so. Yeah, we'll get our crack research team on it.
Yes, exactly.
Let's see. Anything else on the local scene? I know you were at the Nordic State ski meet.
I wanted to go to Nordic skiing. Yes. We were hoping to have Garrett Beckrich here this morning, but he is feeling under the weather, and we wish him a speedy get well. He's got overseas trips and biathlon world stuff to work on. So speedy recovery is just little sickness going around, and he wasn't feeling at the top of his game on Thursday, and he still came in 4th in the state and led after the freestyle competition, 4th with the pursuits. So congratulations to Garrett Beckrich on a great high school career, and then the girls competing and coming in 10th place at state. I thought it was a good showing for the girls Nordic ski team, and I was there and got to watch.
Yeah, well, both.
Yes, a little bit of both.
And Tom Downing was there with you, too.
He was helping out.
Yeah, what did he think?
He said, that's a lot of fun. I'd never been to one of those before. But the one thing about Nordic skiing, and it's like cross-country, only worse, as far as seeing a lot of it. It's like, there they go, here they come. But, they did a nice job there at Giants Ridge, as I'm sure they always do for state and section meets, and some great finishes. I mean, on the boys' side, you had 4 skiers grouped within about 5 seconds. Garrett was in that group of 4, coming in 4th. And on the girls' side, you had a pass in the last 20 feet on a 5K race for the state title.
Good times.
Yes,
exciting
it was good
times.
Stuff.
Well, good. Glad everybody had a good time, and hopefully everybody's thawed out after that.
Yes, absolutely. And we'll play in our second hour, or we'll play some of the sound from Nordic skiing. I have a little interview with Garrett right after the race and with some of the Grand Rapids girls.
And it's not that it was bone-chillingly cold Thursday. It was just really windy.
It was, and there was that little squall that came through early afternoon. The wind picked up. It snowed about an inch, and the temperature between the boys' race start at 2 o'clock and the girls' race start at 3 dropped 6 degrees in an hour with the wind howling through there.
Jeez. Yeah, it got. I forgot about the little snow blast we had that day too. We'll take a time out on the sports issue. Your car care tip of the day coming up next. We'll have that Nordic skiing sound. We'll chat Gopher and Wild hockey and Big Fork girls basketball in studio at 9:30. 1320 KOZY.
It's time for the Car Care Tip of the Day, sponsored by Hibbing Chrysler Center.
It's a sweetheart of a deal during Ram Truck Month at the Hibbing Chrysler Center. Rams today will take you the distance and are American-made. All their vehicles are priced to sell, like the new Ram Classic Quad Express, lease for just $130 per month. Or step up to the new DT Ram Crew Cab Big Horn 4x4, lease for $266 per month. Or ride in luxury in the new DT Crew Laramie 4x4 for $396 per month. They also have sweet pricing on certified pre-owned 2018 Ram 1500 for $26,999 and a 2017 Dodge Grand Caravan starting at $15,400. Hurry today to take advantage of the great special and take advantage of a sweet deal at Hibbing Chrysler Center during Ram Truck Month. Hibbing Chrysler Center, right on the Beltline, right on the corner, and right on the price.
Everybody gets a great deal. Everybody gets a great deal.
With today's car care tip, I'm Tim Edwards. If you've been pumping premium into your tank for years and your vehicle doesn't require it, you've been throwing your money right out the window. A quick way to save 20 or 40 or even more cents per gallon of gas is to stop pumping premium into the tank if your vehicle doesn't require it. How do you find out? Take a look in that glove compartment and that darn owner's manual. It'll tell you exactly what octane is required for your car. Odds are it's going to be regular 87 octane gasoline. Over 90% of the cars on the road today require regular gas. Some drivers used to buy a tank of premium every now and then to clean their engine. Years ago, premium gas contained more detergents and additives to stop deposits. But because of government regulations aimed at cutting emissions, all grades of gas, including those from your independent low-price station, have plenty of additives to protect your engine and cut pollution. That's today's car care tip. I'm Tim Edwards.
The Car Care Tip of the Day, sponsored by the Hibbing Chrysler Center. Listen for the Car Care Tip of the Day, 8:50 a.m. on 1320 KOZY.
Ready to do the things you love without the hassle of contacts and glasses? It's time to treat yourself to LASIK. Bonner Eye Clinic, the premier provider of eye care services in Itasca County and surrounding areas, will help you discover the freedom of life without glasses or contacts. Bonner Eye Clinic provides blade-free technology, experienced doctors, and remarkable results. Ask about their free lifetime vision policy. For more information about LASIK procedures or to schedule a consultation, visit BonnerEyeClinic.com.
Treat your sweetheart to the meal that is sure to warm their heart. This is Kurt, store manager at Super One North. Come see what Cupid in our meat department has for you. Jumbo snow crab, $12.99 a pound. How about lobster tails? 3-ounce tails, only $3.99 each. Black Angus boneless ribeye steaks, $8.88 a pound. Make a trip to our bakery and pick up your favorite dessert, and top it with some fresh strawberries, 2 for $5. And don't forget to pick up flowers on that special card. Make it a day your sweetheart will not soon forget. Super One Foods, proud to be part of your community.
Minnesota News Network, I'm J.W. Cox. 3 people are dead and a sheriff's deputy gets injured after an incident Thursday night in the town of Nevis. Deputies responded to a shooting at a home and arrived to find a deceased female. Hubbard County authorities began a pursuit and the suspect fired at them, striking one of the deputies. The suspect eventually drove into a ditch and was fatally shot after exchanging gunfire. The injured deputy taken to a North Dakota hospital where he was treated and released. U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar testing the presidential waters this weekend in Wisconsin.
There wasn't a lot of campaigning in Wisconsin in 2016. With me, that changes.
This week, DNA evidence reignited a missing persons cold case from the 1970s. BCA forensic science specialist Catherine Knutson says the key step of providing DNA evidence should inspire other families of cold case victims.
We urge Minnesotans whose loved ones have gone missing to contact the BCA's Missing and Unidentified Persons Clearinghouse.
This is M&M.
Think about the toughest test you've ever had to pass. Maybe it took an hour, maybe a day, maybe a week. But how about 4 years? It's a long time. That's how long Line 3 has been put to the test, to make sure it can be built and operated safely. And that really is important, to do it right and do right by us. That's why it's taken as long as it has. It's thorough and tough. Line 3 has passed every test, met every condition, and after 4 years, now's the time to get it built. With every delay, more of our crops sit rotting in the bins because the oil is still jamming up the rails. We can't get our crops to market, and you're paying more because of it. Pipelines are by far the safest and most efficient way to move oil, and Line 3 is no exception. Line 3 has passed the test. Now let's get it done. Brought to you by the Ag Energy Alliance. Join us at mnagenergyalliance.com.
Want to know what I like best about high school sports? I love watching my son run on the field. I love seeing him smile when he high-fives his teammates. I love seeing his eyes light up when his team scores a goal. I love the fact that since he's been playing high school sports, he's making better decisions. And I love knowing that high school sports have never been safer. Why? Because coaches have more information than they've ever had. Training techniques are more sophisticated, and equipment has never been more advanced. Playing high school sports isn't just safe. It's still the best way to give your teenager a healthy head start in life. And that's something I really love.
This message about the value of high school sports is presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
If trees could talk, they would say forests are great for the economy. Itasca County's working forests provide jobs, products that can be recycled, educational opportunities, and great adventures for residents and visitors. So the next time you're in the forest, remember, working forests help build a strong economy. This message brought to you by FEEP, the Forestry Education and Awareness Program. For more information, visit feepmn.com.
If trees could talk, they would say, when trees mature in Itasca County, everyone benefits. Mature trees make our land beautiful, act as sound barriers, purify our air and water, provide watershed protection, and help us save energy. So the next time you are in the woods, remember, we are all connected to the forest. Brought to you by FEEP, the Forestry Education and Awareness Program.
Network partners.
G14 to G15. Go ahead, 14. Lower the landing pods. We're over the radio station.
Let me see if I've got this right. You abducted me because I'm the advertising representative from Cozy Radio?
Yes.
Obviously, you've heard about our great coverage area and staff.
Yes.
You must also know we offer our advertisers assistance in getting their co-op.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what business you're in, radio is cost effective.
We like cost effective.
Look, my little purple friend, when you advertise on radio, everybody gets to know who you are. What are you going to do about the burn marks in the station lawn?
How soon can we get our advertising on the station you call 1320 Cozy?
Immediately. What kind of business you got anyway?
Travel agency.
What's it called?
Take Us Ship Tours. We take you in a rocket ship and give you a tour.
Launch your business into the stratosphere with 1320 Cozy.
1320 KOZY Grand Rapids, your hometown radio station.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. In what appears to be the Vatican's strongest punishment of a U.S. high-ranking cardinal, Pope Francis has defrocked Theodore McCarrick of all his priestly duties. That after McCarrick was found guilty by the church of sexually abusing minors and adults decades ago. ABC's Julia McFarlane is at the Foreign Desk in London.
McCarrick won't face any criminal charges because the alleged crimes were committed so long ago that the statute of limitations has expired. The revelations also that there were financial settlements in at least 2 cases involving McCarrick has led to accusations of a cover-up by the church. In a statement last year, McCarrick said he had no recollection of the allegations and maintains his innocence.
The 88-year-old stepped down from ministry last year amid those allegations. Police in Chicago now say the 2 men who were released overnight after being questioned about the alleged bias attack on Empire actor Jussie Smollett are no longer considered suspects. Investigators confirmed that they are the men on the scene of the alleged incident captured on surveillance video. Police also tell ABC News the reason why they were there is now central to their investigation, but say they cannot go into details. Special counsel Robert Mueller's office now calling for a lengthy prison sentence for the Trump campaign's former chairman.
In a 27-page sentencing memo filed overnight, special counsel Robert Mueller's office says Paul Manafort, the president's former campaign chairman, deserves up to 24 years in prison for his financial crimes, which he was convicted of last summer in Virginia. Manafort's sentencing in Virginia has now been put on hold until attorneys in D.C. figure out whether Manafort violated the terms of his plea deal by intentionally lying to authorities.
ABC's Stephanie Ramos reporting from Washington. Vice President Mike Pence speaking in Munich at the International Security Conference today, urging European nations to not back the nuclear deal with Iran. You're listening to ABC News.
Ready to create your own income with your own home-based business where there's no such thing as getting laid off? If a billionaire entrepreneur spent 5 years and $20 million searching for the next big trend, wouldn't you want to know what he found? If you're serious about making money from home without having to leave home, then write this down. www.goherenext.com. You decide your income. Goherenext.com. Have you ever thought about saying goodbye to your job? Just walking into your boss and saying, I quit. And how would you like to commute to work without ever leaving your home? If a billionaire entrepreneur spent 5 years and $20 million searching for the next big trend, wouldn't you want to know what he found? If you're serious about making money from home without having to leave home, then write this down. www.goherenext.com. You decide your income. Get the facts now. Goherenext.com.
We're learning more about the gunman who opened fire at a suburban Chicago warehouse Friday, killing 5 co-workers and injuring 5 officers who he was later killed by authorities. ABC's Zachary Quiche is in Aurora.
Our ABC affiliate here in Chicago is saying that according to law enforcement, this started at about 1:30, and apparently the shooter, who's now known as 45-year-old Gary Martin, was in a meeting with executives, and we're told that when he was told that he was being fired, he responded by pulling out a pistol and started shooting. He then went down to the floor and continued that attack. Zachary Quiche, ABC News, Aurora, Illinois.
Imagine getting hundreds of dollars from the government each month, no strings attached. A California city is doing just that.
The concept is called Universal Basic Income and has been championed by tech leaders including Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. As jobs are replaced by automation and AI, citizens would get regular payments. The goal? Creating an income floor that nobody would fall below. The city of Stockton, California is giving it a try. 1 in 4 people there live in poverty. In a pilot program starting Monday, 130 residents are getting $500 debit cards each month for 18 months. How will they spend the money? The program hopes to relay stories from recipients starting next month. Dave Packer, ABC News.
The money for that program comes from a $1 million grant from the Economic Security Project. This is ABC News.
It's time. Time to join the millions of people that meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. Zoom gives you flawless video, crystal clear audio, and instant sharing across any mobile, tablet, or desktop device. But the best thing about Zoom? It just works. So ditch the distractions, join the movement, and meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. Visit zoom.us to set up your free account today. That's zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
I'm Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Classic Radio weather.
Here's your KOZY weatherology forecast. Mainly
Cloudy skies today with daytime highs approaching 20. Winds out of the east around 5 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies tonight, lows level off around 1 above. Daytime highs approaching 19. Tomorrow, mainly cloudy skies expected. Dry with temperatures well below average Monday and Tuesday, and highs near 10 above to the low teens. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Second hour of the Sports Issue here on KOZY, KOZYradio.com. Joe Gigliotti along with Sheldon Willis, and we'll get to our sound from the Nordic State Ski Meet in just a moment. But some local notes that we haven't hit yet. Mira Beachley for the Grand Rapids girls basketball team reaching a milestone.
Yeah, Mira getting to 1,000 points last night against Robbinsdale Cooper. So congratulations. And she has been the stalwart inside. Grand Rapids fairly undersized. She's the 6-footer there, and she puts in a lot of time. And her younger sister is going to be a fun one too, Mirka.
Yes. And I always get a kick out of it that family is Mirka, Mira, and Monica.
Right.
Yes. At least on the ladies' side for that group. Let's see. Also, section wrestling you wanted to touch on?
Yeah, section wrestling last night down in Malacca and Grand Rapids, getting past Princeton in the semifinal round, moving to the championship. But Mora, the number 1 seed from the South, they rolled over Grand Rapids in the finals, 57-9, and points for Grand Rapids coming from Nate Burdick at 138 with a 5-0 decision, and from I bet you could guess who the other points came from.
Oh, tell me.
Kellen Schauer.
No way.
Yeah. With a very tight 7-6 win at 152. So those are the points for Grand Rapids, but they failed to defend their section title, but they get to the section finals. Individuals throughout the week next week, and Grand Rapids certainly looking to qualify some individuals, including Kellen Schauer and some others, for the state meet, which will be held 2 weeks from this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
All righty. And we mentioned
the boss won't let me go down now that Grand Rapids isn't down there in a team. I'm bummed.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Well, oh well. Let's see. Nordic skate.
Skiing.
Thank you.
Nordic skiing.
There we are. See, the state just throws me off for some reason.
Nordic State skiing on Thursday in the snow, in the cold, and I guess we'll set it up. Garrett Beckrich, we'll start with the boys' side, defending state champion, feeling a little under the weather, which is why he didn't join us today, and he wasn't. I was told by his parents on Wednesday, the day before, he didn't even know if he'd feel well enough to ski. On Thursday, went out and skied, had an 18-second lead, couldn't hold it, came in 4th, and had no excuses afterwards. He was a stand-up guy and gave all the credit to Peter Moore, who came in first. But let's go with what Garrett had to say immediately following the race.
Again, Garrett Beckrich looking to defend his state title that he won last year, but that would not be as Garrett comes in 4th place today. He had a lead of 18 seconds going into the Classic Pursuit race and ends up in 4th place.
Garrett, after the Classic race, I know you were here to defend your title. First, talk about the first race where you built a little bit of a lead.
I had an 18-second lead, and Peter Moore was able, and all the other guys were able to make that up before we even, I say we were about halfway to the top and he made it up. And it was kind of a tactical race coming down the downhill, and I just ended up getting behind him, and that's how it ended up.
And it's kind of tough conditions as this afternoon rolls along, going into the wind, going uphill. What were the conditions like on the course?
It was a lot like our race last weekend, just a lot of snow. You kind of had to focus on pushing your pace a little bit. Definitely not good conditions for double poling. It was a big kicking race. I kind of realized that once Peter caught up to me. I'd been double poling most of it, and he started kicking by me, and I'm like, oh, I better try kicking now. And but by that time, it was too late.
And certainly the goal was to defend as a senior here. What are some of your memories of your senior year, and are you happy with how today, with the race you were able to ski today?
I felt happy with my race today. Wasn't the best race I've ever had, but Peter deserves it. He's a world-class cyclist, I know that, and he was really strong going up there. Yeah, congrats to him.
And there you go, Garrett Beckrich after the Nordic Ski Meet on Thursday afternoon. Sounded windy.
Oh, it was windy and cold. I think the ambiance caught some of the feel of what it was, and we were kind of in the scrum as other people were still finishing. And Garrett Beckrich fourth. Sam Sturt's also there. He comes in 32nd.
And would you like to set up the girls' sound here?
And for the girls, first time they had qualified as a team since 2007, as they took second, I believe, to Duluth East in the section race. And so they were excited to be there as a team. And I think you'll hear, and I have the top three finishers for the Thunderhawks: Lucia Weiland, Elsa Viren, and Annika Viren. I think Elsa, more than anyone, was maybe a little disappointed with where she ended up at 29th, but all in all, a good state experience. And you'll hear that they were really excited to be there with their teammates. That's always fun.
Well, the girls' Nordic ski race is now over. Annika, Elsa, and Lucia, and Samara here behind me. First, the temperature was changing so fast here. Did that make it tough to do the prep and get the right wax and get everything set up for this race, Elsa?
Yeah, it was. I wasn't as well prepared because I thought it was going to be about the same temperature, and my kick was not great because I didn't get to test it much, and so that was hard. So yeah.
But how much fun was it to be down here as a team, Lucia, and have the first team qualification for Nordic skiing, I think, in 12 years for the girls?
Yeah, so we were all super excited. It's been one of our goals as a team just to make it to state, and finally doing it senior year with like some of my best friends was like, I don't know, it's just like the greatest feeling you could get. We were just so excited.
And Annika, has a state experience been everything you expected?
Yeah, it's been really fun just to come up here and compete against all these girls and just have a good time.
And so as you were talking, Elsa, you may be not perfectly happy with your classic race here at the end, but happy with how things turned out overall?
Yeah, I mean, it was decent. I wish I could have done better, but I am also glad that I just got the chance to participate here, and it was just more, I was more happy to be here with my teammates than to get an individual good time.
So Lucia, did you have some goals for how you wanted things to finish today for your team?
Well, I don't know. I think our main goal was to get to state, and then just once we were here, we all had individual goals. But I think our main goal is just to get out there, ski at like our absolute best, and have a good time.
Now, Annika, I think you're probably warm while you're skiing. You look cold now.
Yeah, I was really warm while I was skiing, but it's pretty chilly now.
Well, congratulations on getting here and having a good day today.
Thank you. Thank you.
There you go, some Rapids lady skiers after the race on Thursday.
So in my mind, I could see Annika shivering while she was talking. Could you hear that in her voice? She was cold.
Yeah, a little bit. Yep, sounded cold.
But I think Lucia kind of summed it up in that first time she talked, that they were all so excited to be there as a team and experience that together. You can't take that away, and a top 10 finish at state for the team is great. And then the other thing that came up to me is how technical skiing ends up being. Elsa misjudged the temperature a little bit, didn't have quite the wax on that she wanted, so her kick was not as good, and she just, did not finish as good as she wanted to because of that.
And for those not as familiar with Nordic skiing, such as myself, the kick is...
Well, in classic skiing, your skis stay parallel. Right? So you have to have the right wax to grip when you kick the one ski back and propel yourself forward. That is the kick.
Uh-huh.
And when you're on the flat, you have two choices. You can either kick, which looks like a really fast, straight ahead walking technique, or you can put your skis in the track and use your poles together and double poling. You heard Garrett Beckrich talk about that, and you have to make the choice based on the conditions, which is going to be faster.
So congrats to all involved at the state race on Thursday.
And you now know more about Nordic skiing than I knew before yesterday or before Thursday.
See, we're learning together. Shifting gears here to college hockey, Golden Gopher men last night with a big upset win over number 2 Ohio State. Final score 4-3. And as we get some sound from this one, Jack Sadek getting the Gophers on the board at 16:44 of the opening period. And let's hear how that sounded.
Zini onto the right side for Sadek. He scores! Jack Sadek letting a wrister go from just inside the blue line, and Minnesota scores first.
1-0 Gophers after one. We go to the second, and Minnesota scores again. This time, Nathan Burke.
I'm liking what I see. Here's Walker speeding to the net. Drop pass. McLaughlin takes it. Centers for Burke. He scores! Gophers go up 2-1 as the freshman line comes through.
And we go later on. Ohio State would make it 2-1 with just 16 seconds left in the second. And then Gophers make it 3-1. Ryan Zolsdorf snaps a 99-game goalless streak for the Golden Gophers. And let's hear how that one sounded.
Zolsdorf shoots, he scores! Ryan Zolsdorf of all guys! It's been 99 games since he last scored, and they're just elated for the junior defenseman.
Yeah, there you go.
Very good. And I was watching some highlights earlier from that game, and boy, that centering pass from McLaughlin, he is... I recognize the player I watched in high school, except he does the moves at hyperspeed now. They're the same moves. They're just done so much more quickly because they're in tighter traffic. And what a nice play to take that pass from Walker and then make the setup.
McLaughlin with one of the assists on that Zolsdorf goal, and he picked one up earlier on as well on the Burke goal. So McLaughlin piling up the assists. He's got 12 now on the season. Let's see, later on, Ohio State would make it 3-2, but then the Gophers would restore their 2-goal lead. Power play goal for Scott Reedy.
Played down into the corner now by Sheehy, back up top for Novak. He lets it go, he scores! Novak, a shot along the ice. It may have been tipped in front, but the Gophers take a 4-2 lead on a power play tally.
Ohio State would cut it to 1 with more than 3 minutes to go, but that's as close as they would get. Gophers get the 4-3 win. Winning goaltender Eric Shearhorn as he gets the start. I believe that Matt Robson expected to go tonight. And this doesn't say if it was after the game or between periods, but Frank and Wally caught up with Blake McLaughlin.
We changed our forecheck, so we're trying to work that in, and we're just staying behind pucks, reloading harder, and just not overcommitting on pucks in the O-zone that's leading the other team's offense.
Blake, we appreciate you joining us, especially since you were on the ice for that last shift. We'll give you a moment or two to get an extra breath. But I'd like to ask you a little bit about this being your freshman year. Most of the games that you've played, Matt Robson has been the goaltender to start for the Golden Gophers. What differences do you put in your brain, and what do you notice when Eric Shearhorn comes into play?
What I noticed with Shears is, he played with my brother for a little bit, and he was their starting goalie, so me and my brother trusted him back there, so it's pretty easy for me. He let him do a couple Big Ten titles, so he knows what it's about and what these games mean so much late in the year.
Yeah, and of course, your brother, for those who don't recall, Mr. Bischoff, who's doing quite well, playing in the pros right now, too.
Yeah.
But the difference between the style Ohio State plays and what we saw out of Penn State last weekend, they play a much more disciplined style, Ohio State does. Is that easier for you guys to play against that?
I shouldn't say easier. It's just different styles of play. You got to learn how to be versatile and just play against other systems, and Ohio plays a really defensive system, so going into the game we're kind of just expecting a 2-1, 2-2, 3-2 game, one of those low-scoring games, so that's just what we're kind of expecting, and we got one early, so hopefully we can carry that on for a little longer.
Yeah, and that was a nice wrist shot by Jack Sadik from back there, wasn't it?
That was beautiful.
Especially seeing it go in the net and those lovely red lights coming on.
Yeah.
Hey, Blake, thanks very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Former Thunderhawk, current Gopher Blake McLaughlin after the 4-3 win over Ohio State.
He sounds exactly the same as he did as a junior.
Yep, yes indeed. It was beautiful.
It was beautiful, exactly.
And those, how did Wally put it, those beautiful red lights?
Yes, I like that.
Yes.
I like that.
Gophers and Buckeyes again tonight. We will be carrying, I guess we won't have that one. We'll have Gopher basketball, though, coming up this afternoon. Other men's hockey scores from yesterday: Minnesota Duluth 5-2 over Denver. Hunter Shepard with his 18th win of the season. Alaska Anchorage falls 2-1 to Ferris State. Alaska Anchorage update on their record 3-24. Going elsewhere, North Dakota picks up a 5-1 win over Western Michigan. And let's see, Bemidji State, a 2-2 tie with Northern Michigan. On the ladies' side, it was Minnesota 3-1 over Minnesota State. Stevens Point and UWS tie at 2. And Concordia and Augsburg. Augsburg with the 2-0 win. And Bemidji State doubles up St. Cloud State. Final score 4-2.
Bemidji State's been having a pretty good ladies' season and a future home of Claire Vekich.
Yes, sir. And let's see. On the pro side for hockey last night, not quite as cheery of a situation for the Minnesota Wild.
Can I sum up the whole Wild game with a nursery rhyme?
Sure.
This is for Devin Dubnyk. There was a little girl who had a little curl right in the middle of her forehead. When she was good, she was very, very good, and when she was bad, she was horrid. That's kind of Devin Dubnyk this year, isn't it?
Yeah, can't deny that. Things were looking good for the Wild. They build a 4-1 lead. Mikhail Granlund getting that fourth goal.
Back for Spurgeon again. Headman pass finds Granlund. Granlund down the left wing, offensive zone, takes a shot. He scores! Granlund took a slapper from the left circle. Granlund gets the goal. It's 4-1 Minnesota. Wow.
And later on, though, the Devils would tie it up late in the game. Yes, they come all the way back from a 4-1 deficit. Ben Lovejoy tying things up.
Plays it back behind the net, back in front, big save, Dubnyk. He stopped Zaka. Zaka made a nice bid from the right circle. Devils tee it up, and a goal, they score! Shot from the left point. I think that was Lovejoy that took the shot. It deflected, I believe, out in front, but New Jersey has tied the game with 2:45 to play. Yeah.
So we go to overtime. Wild, again, trying to get on track, taking on one of the worst teams in the NHL at Xcel Energy Center, but a bit of a miscue on a pass from Dubnyk to Parisi leads to the overtime winner for New Jersey.
Wild have had 3 shots. Devils haven't had any to this point. Hischier pokes it free, but Parisi got it again. Only knocked off his stick. Parisi will play it off here for Dubnyk. Dubnyk back behind the goal. Lost it to Palmieri. They scored. Palmieri to Hischier. Hischier backhands it in, and the Devils have beaten the Wild 5-4.
Could hardly hear the goal call over all the boos. My goodness.
Well, you know, and in that game, if it wasn't for bad goaltending, there wouldn't have been any goaltending at all. Both goalies just were nasty bad. I don't know of any other way to put it. Eriksson Ek with a clean interception behind the net and a wraparound into an empty net.
Yeah, it was not a pretty game for either team. Wild have now dropped 7 of 8, picking up, I believe, 5 of a possible 16 points coming out of the All-Star break. And head coach Bruce Boudreau here, so with some post-game sound.
It'll be a conversation that the coaches and the goalie coach have tomorrow, and the GM, and we'll see what transpires. But I mean, there's a couple things. I mean, one, we're not blind. We saw how they went in.
Coach Boudreau there on the goals allowed by Devin Dubnyk last night, and just overall lately.
We got it, Bruce.
Yeah. We'll see if Alex Stalock starts tomorrow against St. Louis.
There's no question about that, is there?
I would
think he has to.
Yeah. Bruce Boudreau here again on the Wild, struggling to close out games after they get leads.
Get them down, and you don't get that killer instinct, and you stop playing, and you try to defend all the time, and it's a losing way to play. When you get 4, you should be wanting to go to 6, but at the same time, play safer than that they're not going to get odd man rushes, and you're not going to make it a track meet. I mean, I can't read in their heads, but they're you can see that they want to score, they want to do well, they want to continue to compete and everything. But it seems like right now it's like, whoa, once we get the lead, we're afraid to finish it off.
Goaltender Dubnyk here on the miscue in overtime between he and Parise that led to that winner.
I don't mind Zach giving it to me there. I just I stopped and looked up and just saw their guy coming across the middle of the ice. So I just thought if I threw it up the boards, it would just be they'd be coming back our way. So I put it behind the net. I was thinking Zach was going to go there, and obviously their guy got a jump on it, and I obviously kind of put Zach in a bad spot there, and then he tries to stuff it, and it goes up off my shoulder, and I'm kind of leaning against the post, and it drops on their guy's stick.
But Wild forward Mikael Granlund reminds us that no time to get down on yourselves.
It's unfortunate. But, we can't sit here and just feel sorry for ourselves. We got to find a way to win a hockey game. And, that's how it is sometimes. It's a real battle right now. But, like I said, we can't sit here and just, cry about that. Let's just get ready for the next one. And that's all we can do.
Despite losing 7 of 8, the Wild right now, the lone second wildcard team in the Western Conference with an even 60 points. But teams like Vancouver and Colorado, even Chicago, hot on their heels for that second spot.
They have to get more points or they're not going to be in the playoffs. This is not a team playing like a playoff team right now.
And tomorrow they get a team that is playing like a playoff team because right now they are a playoff team. The St. Louis Blues, resurrected out of the basement of the Western Conference. They have the 3rd spot in the Central right now. They've been on a tear lately, winning, how about this, their last 10 games? They're 9-1.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Wild and the Blues tomorrow, afternoon game, 1:45 pregame, 2 o'clock faceoff. We'll have it here for you on your home for Wild hockey. And
okay, go ahead.
I'm going to say another hockey note?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I was just going to say before we go to a break here and get Big Fork basketball, Twins spring training underway. Pitchers and catchers reported on Wednesday. And manager Baldelli, how'd day 1 go?
We get to come together for the first time with everyone. You guys brought great energy out onto the field. We have a schedule that Derek Shelton, our bench coach, put together. Did a fantastic job on it. We stayed on point, got all the things accomplished that we wanted to get accomplished, and I thought it was great.
And the full roster will report, I believe it's tomorrow, first full team workout on Monday. Here we go. Good baseball in the air.
Yes, that's right. 15 below, but spring is on its way. First spring training game, I believe, on Friday. Our first spring training broadcast, I believe, will be the 26th.
Looking forward to that. And we'll take a break. M&N News coming up shortly. And then Big Fork Girls Basketball in studio as they get set for playoff action. 13:20 KOZY.
Today we're speaking with...
I'm Sue Harris, and I am owner of Eagle Nest Lodge along with my husband.
Brian Harris.
The Harris are customers of Woodland Bank.
We came to Eagle Nest Lodge in 1995. We've got 14 cabins from 1 to 5 bedrooms in size, and we're on the north shore of Cutfoot Sioux Lake, which is a bay on the northeast corner of Big Winnie.
Brian said Woodland Bank was happy to work with them.
The immediate impression that they wanted to be on our team and work with us and help us to move forward after the recession beat us up a little bit.
The Harris said they would recommend Woodland Bank.
They're the friendliest bank around, willing to take us on when times were kind of tough.
I think everyone we've worked with has been fabulous.
Feel like they want us to succeed.
Woodland Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
That's the Woodland way.
If your patio doors stick, squeak, or leak, replace them with Anderson patio doors. Their low E-glass, low-maintenance exteriors, rich wood interiors, and wide range of sizes can turn patio door replacement into serious home improvement.
Stop and see Derek, your Anderson window specialist at Anderson Glass, Grand Rapids.
Minnesota News Network, I'm J.W. Cox. 3 people are dead and a sheriff's deputy is injured after an incident Thursday night in the town of Nevis. Deputies responded to a shooting at a home and arrived to find a deceased female. Hubbard County authorities began a pursuit and the suspect fired at them, striking one of the deputies. The suspect eventually drove into a ditch and was fatally shot after exchanging gunfire. The injured deputy taken to a North Dakota hospital where he was treated and released. U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar testing the presidential waters this weekend in Wisconsin.
There wasn't a lot of campaigning in Wisconsin in 2016. With me, that changes.
This week, DNA evidence reignited a missing persons cold case from the 1970s. BCA forensic science specialist Catherine Knutson says the key step of providing DNA evidence should inspire other families of cold case victims.
We urge Minnesotans whose loved ones have gone missing to contact the BCA's Missing and Unidentified Persons Clearinghouse.
This is imminent.
Think about the toughest test you've ever had to pass. Maybe it took an hour, maybe a day, maybe a week. But how about 4 years? It's a long time. That's how long Line 3 has been put to the test, to make sure it can be built and operated safely. And that really is important, to do it right and do right by us. That's why it's taken as long as it has. It's thorough and tough. Line 3 has passed every test, met every condition, and after 4 years, now's the time to get it built. With every delay, more of our crops sit rotting in the bins because the oil is still jamming up the rails. We can't get our crops to market, and you're paying more because of it. Pipelines are by far the safest and most efficient way to move oil, and Line 3 is no exception. Line 3 has passed the test. Now let's get it done. Brought to you by the Ag Energy Alliance. Join us at mnagenergyalliance.com.
Classic Radio weather.
Here's your KOZY weatherology forecast. Mainly cloudy skies today with daytime highs approaching 20. Winds out of the east around 5 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies tonight, lows level off around 1 above. Daytime highs approaching 19. Tomorrow, mainly cloudy skies expected. Dry with temperatures well below average Monday and Tuesday, and highs near 10 above to the low teens. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Right now, 8 below.
Just after 9:30 here this morning, Joe Gigliotti along with Sheldon Willis, and we have a table full of Big Fork Huskies Lady Basketball in studio.
We do. They all came dressed sharply in leather jackets. Is that because it's 15 below out, Kaya?
Probably, yeah.
Probably, okay. Kaya Tower, Kristen Grover, and now I forget her first name. Trouble 2, and Natalie Haley and Brianna Haley, along with Coach Powell, who's kind of tucked back behind me off camera. We have the YouTube video feed going, so if you want to see exactly what's going on and not just hear it, or of course you can tell your parents, it'll all be archived here shortly, so they can go back and watch it and see how nicely made up and put together everyone is early in the morning. Well, you said, Kai, you if you'd have known it was on video, you might have gotten ready a little differently.
Yeah, I kind of just rolled right out of bed.
That's all right. You're Big Fork Husky basketball, and it's been a year of transition, which you knew it was going to be, right? Mm-hmm. And Kaya, you and Brianna, seniors this year, but you had been on with a big group of seniors that left last year. How different did it feel hitting practice this year with a much different team?
Well, we definitely knew it was going to be different. Like, we lost some very strong players, and we knew we were going to be young and that it was going to be a lot of rebuilding. So I think we kind of knew what we were going into. So.
And some of the younger players that are working their way in. Kristen, one of them, you're in the starting lineup now as an 8th grader. Did you expect that, or is it something that you worked your way into as the season has gone along?
Oh, I think I just worked for it mostly.
Okay. And is it hard, like, you know, people like Brianna who are loud and boy, is it hard to adjust to some of the seniors and to say, hey, I'm part of this group now?
Yeah.
So Brianna, pick up you got your own mic. I guess we're making you the star. I don't know.
Okay.
You have to share it. Yeah, you'll have to share it with Coach here in a bit. But talk a little bit like Kaya did about bringing in some of the younger players. It's always a challenge when you have younger players like Kristen. And there's a lot of difference between being an 8th grade and being a senior.
Right. Like the mental, I think, is just different, and we had to like adjust accordingly because we had like 5 or like 6 main people last year, and they were all seniors, or like me and Kaya, and then like she was our next player, and now it's just like such an age gap, and now I just think we need to like adjust, and like slowly we're understanding each other and like how we play, and I just think we're getting better and better each game.
Now, give it to your younger sister. Coach said he doesn't have you two guard each other in practice because what? We'd get into a fight?
Yeah. We do argue in practice all the time.
And is that just good sister stuff? You drove down together, so you must not yell at each other all the time.
Oh, we yelled at each other in the car right here.
She's like, don't talk to me in the mornings. I was like, oh, okay.
And she talked to you anyways, and,
Yeah.
and then it didn't go well.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I'm talking to you now. You're not yelling at me.
No.
You're finally
Yeah.
awake. What has been some of the highlights so far for this year's basketball season? What have you enjoyed most? Getting
Well-
away, being able to sit a long ways away from your sister on the bus, is that it? And she's like, well, maybe. Okay. And there's been many of those. Talk a little bit about some of the good spots of the season.
Well, our last game against MIB, the first half was definitely the best half we've ever played.
And what was the key? Carrot, don't bang the mic. It'll make noise every time you do it. That's fine. Kristen, what were some of the keys to the first half of that MIB game? What was better? I'll let you actually give me some basketball analysis.
Probably just like the positivity on court. Like we were mostly like upbeat, and that like got us through the first half.
And Kaya, did it give this team some confidence? I know the second half kind of went south on you guys. It was a tough second half. But did that first half give you some confidence that, hey, this team's getting to the point where you can compete with the best of the section?
Yeah, I think for sure for me it gave me some more confidence in our team. Like, I think going into the season, we kind of knew we weren't going to be the same team, and I think that game should show us all that if we play hard like we did, we can play with any team in our section. So I think that was a super important game for us, because just for being confident and stuff.
So hand the mic over here to Coach Powell. Even if you can't see him on the video, we can still hear his voice. I'll ask you. You've been a coach for a lot of years. I think I asked you how many years last year, if you want to.
Right at 28, 29 years.
So you know about these transitions. You know, you had a state tournament team a number of years ago, and then you had to rebuild from that. How do you approach a year like this where you know there's going to be a lot of transition?
Well, you know, it's never easy because everybody wants to win all the time. But at the same time, you take your starting point and you just want to get better each game. Take those little steps, and every practice get better. You know, that's what I keep telling the girls. You know, every time we step on the floor, we want to get a little better and work on something that you're not good at. And don't be afraid to fail in practice, because that's where you learn how to get better.
I think it was Kyle Georgie, the Nashwauk coach, said 1% better today than yesterday. Every day 1% better.
Right. That's exactly the point. Yep.
And has this team responded to that
Yeah,
and worked?
We have gotten better as the years gone on. You know, sometimes you take a step forward, you might take a step back, but you just keep going forward. And this last week was a tough week. 4 games in 6 days, and I thought we responded very well. And we had 2 losses in there, but they were against 2 quality teams, and it's going to make us better in the long run.
So Mother Nature came and kind of hit this basketball season in the teeth a little bit with school closings and canceled games. There you go. You can share there. So nice to share with the. But talk a little bit about how you dealt with some of the nasty weather, not having school, not having practice. How do you keep your head both in school and basketball?
Well, it was kind of nice having a break from school and basketball. But yeah, like right when we got back, I'm pretty sure we had a game, right? I think so, yeah.
And we had 3 games canceled.
Yeah, and we had 3 games canceled, and that was a little frustrating. And are we getting them rescheduled?
No,
we lost 2 games.
Yeah. You ended up actually losing 2 games that you're not getting back.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm sure the Big Fork school, like other schools, when the school was closed, you couldn't go into the gym. The facility was shut down. And I know here in Rapids, everyone said, oh, pick up, captain's practice at the Y. You don't really have that option in Big Fork, right? Yeah. If you can't go to the school gym, there's not another one to play on, right, Brianna?
Right. I mean, Big Fork's all we have, so.
So when practice was canceled and the school was closed, it was done. You weren't playing basketball.
Right. Yeah.
So how'd you pass the time on the unexpected vacation, Kaya?
Slept a lot.
Shocking. Shocking. How about you, Kristen? How'd you spend your extra vacation days?
I'd have to say the same thing.
You just slept. Didn't know if there was or rent a couple movies on Netflix and
yeah.
Okay, did that a little bit.
Yeah.
Just reserved your energy, maybe.
Get caught up on all your homework.
Right. Sure.
Right. Who did homework while you were off? Oh, Brianna, the one responsible one here. I like it.
Now, is this next week a week off from school?
Yeah.
It is. See, more time off. So
yeah.
But we still have practice every day.
Still have practice.
And games.
So it's not much of a spring break for anyone that's in basketball.
Yeah, okay. Wait, this is called spring break?
Right. Yeah. It's
in
really...
February?
Yeah.
Madness, I tell you. Well, any fun plans besides basketball and sleep?
Not really.
Probably not.
I have to stick around, yeah.
Ooh, that almost was a disaster. Because that was close. Get coffee on those nice leather jackets. You'd be in big trouble. We don't have the budget for dry cleaning. So we've talked some about the MIB game. Do you look at the games coming up? What is still remaining in the regular season schedule, and what are some games you have circled?
Well, we have North home
on Tuesday.
Yep. And if we play our game, that we should be able to handle that. And then on Thursday we have a tough game against Cromwell.
Right.
So Cromwell's coming up here.
Cromwell's coming up to Big Fork this year. Yeah. Oh, fill the gym up, make it loud. That should be a lot of fun because Cromwell beat MIB earlier in the year, if I'm not mistaken, right? The first section loss that MIB's had for a while. Yeah. So this is another one of those top section teams. What do you know about them other than there'll be about 8 Hackamackis on the floor?
Yeah.
I was just going to say
those Hackamacky girls, they've always been good, and I don't know if we can stop them. I don't really know who they have else, but yeah, if we can stop them and play our game, we might make a run for them.
And does this end up being a little bit of a statement game too? You say, hey, we were in the section finals last year, and we want to make a statement that we have a chance of going back there. Is that kind of what these games feel like early or late in the season against a good team?
Yeah, I think so.
And talk a little bit about your roles on the team. I haven't really gone there. Brianna, to get into fights?
I'm definitely the yeller. Like, I'm just kind of like, knock it off. But yeah, I guess.
So, because your sister had to kind of keep you from from getting into a little bit of an altercation on the floor. Coach said it would have been the first fight that one of his girls has gotten into in 28 years of coaching in a high school season.
Yep, that's me.
And who started it?
I talk sometimes on the court, so I might have angered her a little bit, and then she just kind of got in my face. So, I mean...
And you weren't going to back down?
Well, I mean, right before he knew I was mad, so he called a timeout, and he's like, if any of you guys fight or whatever, he's like, I'm taking you out or something. He, like, said something, he, like, warned us, and I was like, oh, fine, I won't touch her. Like, I was just mad.
So what did you do to try to defuse the situation? You were the calm one here?
Yeah, I was just like, okay, break it up.
And Kaya, what were you thinking on the court?
Normally, I would like tell my teammate probably to calm down, but I was...
You were a little feisty too?
Well, not really. I was just sitting and watching everyone argue. I thought it was kind of funny, so I was kind of enjoying it, honestly.
So maybe I'll see something I haven't seen on the basketball court before, right? Maybe we'll see. Is she setting a bad example for you, Kristen? No. So are you getting do you get your mouth in gear with other players like Brianna does because you've seen her do it? Or not really? You seem like the quiet one, so maybe you follow.
She's feisty, though. Don't get her fooled. Yeah.
She's aggressive.
Been time. Nothing too physical.
Okay. So, but a little bit of talking. You'll engage with the other player a little bit and talk.
A little bit.
Do you usually do that way? Do you do it while play's going on, like while you're guarding someone, or usually after the whistle you say a little bit?
While it's going on.
While it's going on, it's like you got nothing. You can't get by me.
Yeah.
Okay. That'll. So Kristen talks. Do you talk to players that you're playing? Kaya?
Not really.
No. You just put a 3 in their face, and that does the talking for you.
I don't know.
And it sounds like you're the settling influence, or do you get into it as well?
Well, if they're being mean to my sister, I gotta say something.
Oh, she defends you a little bit. Wow, I like that. And it sounds. We had that one game. Tell me about it.
Oh, it was the same game.
Okay.
They were like, she like said something, and she's like. She said it to me. She's like, "You're not even good," or something. And then Natalie was like, "You're not even good." And then another player like looked at her and she's like, "I just swatted the crap out of you." And then Natalie was like, "You're right."
So you tried.
Yeah, I tried.
You did your best. So you highlighted the MIB game, especially the first half. But give me a win that you felt really satisfied with after the game, because the MIB game. Well, it had some good moments, didn't end up being a win. What was a win that you really felt good about this year?
I'd say the Virginia game was a super
good one.
exciting game. Like the first half came out like super flat, and I don't even think we had double digits in the first half.
It was bad. And then, like, I think that game was really important, especially for our QRF, because if we didn't beat them, they're like a 2A school, so like beating them really helped our QRF and like where we're gonna rank in the playoffs, because a lot of like the teams we beat or we lost to was like Deer River, and like they lost to Virginia, so like us beating them really helped like us and where we stand now.
And a AA team that's at least a pretty decent AA team gives you a lot of QRF points. And I had something else I was going to follow up with that. No, it left my mind. It's tough when you get old. You ever deal with that, Coach Powell? Thoughts just leave your head.
I ask him all the time.
Does that happens to Coach too?
Yeah, he likes to like change the names of plays sometimes.
Yeah, he's like 5, and then he's like, I said 3, and we're like, no, you didn't. You didn't.
Just trying to keep him going. Keep him sharp.
Well, Coach, what are your pregame speeches like these days? Have they kind of evolved over time?
They're short.
Short, okay.
These guys, I expect them to be ready to play. As the playoffs get closer, we'll talk a little more, but we go over our matchups and what we want to do and what the expectations are, and that's about it.
Are the speeches different for bigger games or playoff games?
Normally they are. The bigger the game, the more you talk, or the more, I don't know if you want to say inspirational, but you want to try to get them fired up a little bit.
How about halftime speeches? Are those fairly short too?
Yeah, but there's a lot of adjustments that go on at half. Looking at some of our stats, we've shot the ball better in the second half by quite a bit of percentage points than we have in the first half, and I think that's because we get settled into our offense better and we do make adjustments and able to go from there.
And I know the thought came back to me because I know I've talked to our play-by-play guy who's done a number of your games, David Moody. Some of you have talked to him after games, but he keeps saying, Big Fork, run, they handle the ball so well. The system looks so good, and that it's shooting that really makes the difference in whether you guys are competitive against good teams or not. Talk a little bit about it seems like it's a bit of a streaky shooting team. You can go cold and then you can go hot and really do some stuff. How are you trying to even that out or make it, get it a little more consistent?
Well, I would agree that we have been somewhat streaky this year, but in practices we've just been doing a lot more shooting drills and stuff, so hopefully as playoffs come, our shooting will be more consistent.
Mm-hmm. Is that really the key for this year's team? If you can shoot, you can play with anybody?
I think that's pretty important for the playoffs.
That the defense and the system is there. You're going to get some shots. You just have to get them down. Best 3-point shooter on the team, Kristen. Who's the best 3-point shooter on the team? If we have a game of horse at the Y right now, who wins? Not me. I know that, but.
Greg.
Coach is going to win? Is he really that good?
Yeah.
Okay. You still got it, Coach? Is that what
That's all I can do is shoot.
Okay, if we eliminate all the old guys, who wins from the girl? I guess who wins out of you four?
I don't know.
No one's gonna commit.
I expect each one of them to say me.
Yeah. Oh, Kristen went with it. Me. Yeah. Let's do it. Natalie, you're gonna. I don't know. Brianna, you play down low a little more, right? You don't have to be a 3-point shooter as much.
Well, I think more on offense, or I don't know. I'm all over. I feel like I just wherever I end up, that's where I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Coach, you need a little more confidence here. No one's going to just say, "Hey, it's me. Come and get it."
The best.
Yeah, I'm the best. Kaya, you're shaking your head. No, it's not the way we do it in Big Fork.
Yeah, I don't know.
and we mentioned it before we went on the air, but under that letter jacket, you have a Jamestown shirt on. That's headed there to play some college ball, hopefully.
Yep.
And you'll end up being a teammate of a Grand Rapids player, Hannah DeMars, there.
Yep.
So have you done some of your visits together at all, or did you talk at all about?
We talked a little bit, but not very much.
Okay. Yes, I know technically it's the same school district, but it's not like you play a lot of the same teams.
No.
Do you play any summer ball together or anything? Not really.
Nope.
Because she's been tearing it up recently. Point wise, had 27 against Robbinsdale Cooper last night, by the way. How did you make that decision to head to Jamestown? What went into that?
I guess there was a lot that just worked out there. And I loved the school, and their gym's really nice.
Their gym's really nice. Well, you better build. See, I'll betray my biases. They better make something pretty nice out there because the scenery isn't that great.
No, it isn't. It's pretty boring, actually.
And what are Brianna? We won't ask Natalie and Kristen what their plans are for after school because they can't even imagine that they're ever going to be out of high school. But all of a sudden, you're staring at the end of your senior year. What are your plans after high school?
So I'm going to NDSU, and I'm not playing any sports or anything. I'm just gonna go and get my degree in elementary education, and me and Kai are both going to North Dakota, I guess.
Oh, well. I was born in North Dakota. I always say it's a good place to be from, not to go to. Kaya, what are you planning on majoring in?
At this point, I think biology.
Okay. So good luck as you head there. We'll go back to the 8th grader. It seems like high school is going to stretch out for a long time for you, right? Does it seem weird as we talk to some of the seniors and it's like plans after high school? It's like, what's after high school? Because you're not even in high school yet. You're still in middle school technically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are your high school plans? You got all kinds of good high school plans? No, just make it through. Yeah. Make it through. Score 2,000 points. Okay. Yeah. I try that. That would be a good. When you get started as an 8th grader, as a starter, you have a chance to put up some good career totals. Natalie, how's high school going? You're gonna be happy to move your sister on out, so you can kind of dominate the school a little more.
I don't know. I think I'll miss her.
Okay.
And our fighting.
It just won't seem the same. Do you have any younger siblings coming up, or are you the younger?
Yeah, I have a younger brother.
Okay, so you'll have someone to fight with, yeah.
Yeah.
How young is he, and how soon before he can start standing up to you, or you can still dominate it pretty good?
Well, he's in 8th grade, and he
Oh.
can already.
Yeah, it's already over,
Yep.
isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, sorry. It was better 5 years ago.
Yep.
And he remembers it.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, and I know we always enjoy following Big Fork basketball and hoping to get a little playoff run. I know I enjoy hearing the highlights and enjoy hearing one of you girls usually after a game. No one. I don't think anyone came over did a post game interview after the MIB loss. No. Well. See, I gave David a hard time about that, but I know it's tough after a loss, right? Is it? Talk a little bit about those post-game interviews. Do you like doing them, or is it like, I'd rather just go to the locker room and be done with it?
No, I don't mind doing them at all.
Is it tougher after a loss, though, right, Brianna?
Yeah, for sure. I don't think I've ever had to after a loss.
I don't think any of us have.
Okay.
I think it's just after a win.
That's when you have to grow up, when you have to do one after a tough loss. So
Yeah.
those are always harder. Well, don't fight anybody unless I'm there.
Okay.
Because I want to see it.
Okay.
And have a good rest of the season. Good luck.
Thank you.
That's Big Fork Girls Basketball here on the Sports Issue. Thanks so much for making the trip. And we will take one more break and be back to wrap it up here on KOZY.
Welcome back to Sports View. Today's topic, who deserves to win big this season? My 2 cents, good drivers. I mean, that's why there's Snapshot from Progressive. Let's go to Rick for some confusing metaphors.
Look, if you put a classically trained cellist in a garage band and you tell him to play filet mignon, I guarantee you, the meat on that burrito ain't gonna light the candle.
Thanks for clarifying, Rick.
If you're a good driver, there's no other way to say it. You deserve discounts with Snapshot. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California, North Carolina, or from all agents.
It's power time at Walmart Family Mobile. For just $49.88 a month, you can get a truly unlimited plan powered by T-Mobile. Plus now, you get 5 gigabytes of mobile hotspot, giving you the power to surf, share, and stream from any device. Great phones, great value, it's all here. Visit myfamilymobile.com or pick up a plan at Walmart today. Walmart Family Mobile. Get everything you love about Walmart in mobile. Video typically streams at DVD quality. See terms at myfamilymobile.com.
And back to wrap things up here on the Sports Issue on 1320 KOZY. Thanks again to Big Fork Girls Basketball for stopping by here this morning. And coming up this weekend, we have Golden Gopher Men's Basketball as they take on Indiana here this afternoon. That'll be a 12:30 pregame, 1 o'clock opening tip. And then tomorrow it'll be Wild Hockey as they try to get things on track, taking on a red-hot St. Louis team who has won 9 of 10. Tomorrow, that'll be a 1:45 pregame, 2 o'clock opening face-off. And coming up on Monday, it'll be Gopher Hockey Week with 6 to 6:30. And also next week, playoff hockey. We will follow Grand Rapids and Greenway as far as they go. Grand Rapids opens up against Cloquet Esco Carlton on Tuesday. Greenway will take on North Shore. Again, we'll have complete live play-by-play coverage for you as far as both of those teams go. And for Sheldon Willis, I'm Joe Gigliotti. Big thanks, as always, to our sponsors. Northern Pines Orthopedic Clinic, Woodland Bank, Donlinger Ford, Anderson Glass, and Super One Foods. We'll do it all again next Saturday morning from 8 to 10, The Sports Issue on KOZY. Have a great weekend.